Hi, welcome back. Skippy's back too.
Hey!
Hey.
I didn't get fired after the last one.
No. But you might get roasted.
Lily.
I don't know.
Oh no.
Okay. I left this in because it's kind of important for illustrating the characters and stuff, but it's like 5 minutes long. So, we're just gonna talk over it.
Wandering around with all these angry people.
Yeah, it's only one of them who's angry. That's Alan. He's kind of a dick.
God damn it, Lily, I've only got so much squid jerky and dry ramen. Freeloading strangers watching my animes.
There's not enough Pocky to go around, Lily.
I swear to God, if they crease the pages of my One Piece manga, I'm gonna be so pissed.
That's a whole other side of Alan that I never even considered.
There we go, you see? I'm writing a new backstory for Alan. He is an otaku.
You have to consider the humanity of the characters in this game. Even though most of them are randomly generated.
I resent implying that otaku are human. I am so sorry.
Sorry. Are they some form of demon, or?
I believe they are some form of cracker, or perhaps oni.
Oh, okay. Because those are kind of the same. It's easy to get confused.
Yeah, you can eat oni, right? Pretty sure I had that at a sushi restaurant.
I think that was umi or something. Isn't that what eel is? I don't remember.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Thread, but isn't that sea urchin? I can't be sure.
You know who doesn't get sushi anymore? The people in State of Decay. So, this is my segue into talking about the game again, if you liked it. She's kind of giving you a tour of the home base, and there's kind of going to be some explanation in this video, because it's still the beginning of the game, so I'm sorry about that. The home base is an important part of the game. There's different home bases that you'll be able to find and populate. Maya's doing something out there. And eventually we'll be asked to upgrade by adding facilities and things like that. And each home base has its sort of pros and cons. So that's one of the decisions that you have to make when you're deciding to move. This one has a built-in sleeping area and a built-in kitchen. And it's already got an infirmary. But yeah, Lily's gonna mention later about some ideas that she has for things. Her boots kind of bother me, and I don't know why.
It's probably because they're Uggs.
No, they don't look puffy enough to be Uggs. They're like cowboy boots on the outside of her jeans.
Oh.
Try and get Doc Hansen to come down and take a look at it.
Well, it's tough to find bootcut ladies' jeans.
Yeah.
They're always quite tapered at the leg.
If it comes to that,
And I guess they probably don't really have internet shopping anymore, so that makes sense.
She can't go on Amazon.com.
Stop it. So
I regret nothing.
The summary, that's what makes you a Muppet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
no one can.
She's basically saying now, most people who turn into zombies, or no, most people who get bitten by zombies get infected and then they turn into a zombie. Or rather, everybody who dies turns into a zombie, I think. That's how this works. That's kind of the Romero version of the zombies.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of Romero, one of the things that we'll see in this video, we'll start to see some of the pop culture reference Easter eggs.
Nice.
So pretty much all major zombie-related media has got a little nod in this game. So, and I don't know all of them, so if somebody sees one in the video, then please feel free to say. They're introducing us now to the concept of influence. You can actually see we've got a little number up there. That's like money, essentially. And they're just saying that's how you earn money. Doing stuff in the game earns you money. That's why I'm collecting guns and depositing them, even though I'm probably never going to use them because they're worth a lot of influence.
Yeah.
And you can spend influence to get people to come along with you or to take other supplies out, or you need influence to build things on your base and so forth. So we'll see that as it comes up.
Which I think is a very interesting currency system.
It is. There's a kind of a corollary called fame, which is your overall game score kind of thing. And they say that influence is limited by fame, but it almost never comes into play.
Right.
So, this was me switching. This is actually almost a week later. That's why we got a little pop-up, and we've got a journal update here of things that happened while we were gone. So apparently a couple of Survivor Enclaves died.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah. Oh well.
I mean, when it comes to long-term survival.
So this is one of Lily's suggestions. So now I'm kind of just showing the people and their skills. And these little call-out skills are actually kind of funny.
Yeah?
A lot of them.
Well, since we don't have the internet anymore, I'm thinking we should start something a reference library. Books on gardening.
I'm not sure I'll do this for every single Survivor, but
Just neat little bits of, I guess, flavor.
yeah, flavor. Some of them have sort of important qualities, which are usually in the parentheses, like overbearing that we just saw. That means that he's more likely to cause like disputes in the home base, which lowers the morale. So, and others directly affect skills like cardio.
Physical powerhouse, that's cool. Jacob looks pretty tough.
Yeah, powerhouse and nimble are the two, I guess, most powerful physical traits. So Ed and Marcus and Jacob, a lot of people play heavily with them, but we don't necessarily have to do that.
Looks like somebody had a nosebleed on your map.
Yeah, it's blood everywhere. So that's the state of the map right now. We're gonna load up and go out and do some stuff. As Hotwire called it, it's the meat and potatoes part of the game now. There's always something to do. And I also wanted to call out that it's very dark at night in this game. And I'm gonna add a filter to the video later that makes it easier to see. But that's actually one of the charms of the game, is how dark it is at night. It's actually, you know, kind of dangerous.
Flashlight and headlights are actually pretty useful.
Yeah.
Geez, I don't know. At first it just
So
seemed like
how
we were
good
young, you know?
of eyesight
End of the
do you think
world and all
zombies
that.
have?
Then we started hearing about how bad it was getting.
Jeez, I want to say
Go it alone and,
as good as the plot demands. It seems pretty inconsistent in any media.
They seem to have regular eyesight, pretty much. That zombie didn't see that coming back there, though. I don't know if you saw it, but that's what you were talking about before.
I didn't comment on it because it is natural to me as breathing by this point.
Like, yeah, that's what you do.
Just drive past, open the door, laugh, because everything is good and beautiful in the world.
We'll see that again. What was I gonna say? Oh, but they actually have a harder time seeing at night. Actually, their eyes glow, which you think would maybe make it easier for them to see, but... So it's
Yeah.
actually safer to wander around at night, because they have less chance of seeing you.
So you're not completely hooped from a stealth perspective.
No. And actually,
Levels
the
the
game
playing.
really wants you to do stealth a lot at the beginning, but I don't care, so I'm not gonna do that.
No, when you've got the drop kick, it's pretty much whatever.
Yeah, like if a horde is coming onto you or something, then...
Zombie
maybe.
horde.
So this is the nighttime filter, and now I'm speeding up time. I'm gonna do this a couple times in the video, because I feel like I have to show stuff to show the mechanics,
Yeah.
but I don't want to spend, you know, the whole time doing it. So he's basically spotting everything that he can see.
Yeah. I mean, this is pretty much the gameplay flow. Sort of, you find a high space, you survey, you go look around for supplies for the base, and lather, rinse, repeat. Just keep trying, try and make it another day.
Yep, absolutely.
Oh yeah, Dr. Gilroy.
So now that's what our town looks like.
Well, antibiotics for dogs
Got a lot to do.
different than
Yeah.
antibiotics for people, and it looks like no one's broken in.
Do you know how sort of the supplies work? Like what kinds of supplies you'll find in what places?
I'm picking something up.
Kind of. I recall that they were kind of a huge pain in the ass to transport, and that's kind of where I gave up on the game.
Well, we'll get to transporting in a second, actually. But if you were to look for supplies inside that restaurant that we're next to, what kind of stuff do you think we'd find?
Well, I think you normally find appropriate stuff, like, you'd find... Ah! Yes! Like, you find food in restaurants and, like, building supplies in construction sites and warehouses.
Yes,
I
that's
think you find
exactly it.
guns in, like, police stations and stuff, but they're not regular guns. Aren't there, like, supply versions of guns?
There's different kinds of guns, and sometimes a house will have guns in it.
Because America.
Because they're the NRA member, I guess. But that helps you sort of search more intelligently. If you're like, oh, I really need construction supplies, I'm going to check sheds or houses that are under construction.
Yeah.
Places like that. So Marcus is actually... I'm here for gasoline.
Right.
Do you know why?
Petrol bombs?
No.
For your truck.
It has to do with the home base.
For a generator.
Close. We have to power
Or a
something.
smoothie.
No. No more smoothies.
No more gasoline
Ever.
smoothies?
No.
No.
Nope.
Okay,
We're gonna have
triste.
to we're gonna have to make do with trucker pills and coffee.
6 cups of coffee.
We will see the use for the gasoline later in this video.
Roger that.
And now we're gonna see something they added in the most recent title update.
No.
You complained about supplies.
Yes, what? Oh! That is so bloody convenient!
Yeah!
Oh my goodness!
There was a community mod before that happened, where you could put rucksacks in the back of the pickup truck and you had to sort of drive slowly or else they'd bounce out.
Yeah.
But Undead Labs was like, no, we're just going to make it so you can... The car has like an inventory. And every car has an inventory, and I think bigger cars have bigger inventories. But you can put any supplies in there, from rucksacks to things that you carry around. That's just what happens in this game.
Fast motion just directly through a zombie horde. Oh my goodness.
I'm not sure you can see that, but Howard Sherman on that realtor sign.
Yes.
Howard Sherman was an actor in, I think it was Day of the Dead. He was Bub the zombie. The zombie who remembered how to use a phone.
Yeah.
So that's one of the references. So here I'm showing that this is what happens when you get in over your head with too many zombies.
Oh, yeah. Individually, they're not too scary, but yeah, they can wear you down. Oh, wow! It's so brutal. God,
It's
where did
fun,
you learn to do that?
Like, how do I kill a guy most effectively? How about I just jump on his head?
I'll just jump on his face, because that's a natural human reaction for a person.
That's the kind of thing I think about a lot. Boom.
Leveling up your fighting, though.
Yeah. He's gonna level up pretty quick. So you'll notice he ate a snack there to restore his stamina. And he ate a Twinkie, but he held it in his hand and it was an apple. So I'm not sure. I think the Twinkies are a Zombieland reference.
I think so. Which, I gotta say, Zombieland is pretty much my favorite zombie movie. I think it is the perfect zombie movie, and we don't need to make any more. Thank you, Hollywood.
I don't remember a whole lot from that movie, but I do remember one part near the end involving a person in their house.
Yes.
Yeah. What was I saying about storage? Oh, you can keep regular items in there, so if you don't want to carry around a bunch of petrol bombs and ammunition and stuff, you can just store it in your vehicle and sort of come back to it and make it like a little
Looks like a good
base.
spot for an outpost.
So it's actually really convenient.
Sure you
An
want
outpost.
Yeah, I'm
Lily's
making an
a
outpost.
little shy about
Building an outpost.
a little shy about commitment.
Are you sure you want to do that? So that's our outpost. They create safe areas. And this is why we needed the gasoline. If you go to your outposts, you go to your home base page in your journal, which is where you do all your home base actions.
Right.
You can set traps, which surround your home base and your outpost. I guess I'm just showing some of the stuff there. I'll come back to that in a thread. So you can do some actions and some you can't because you don't have the right people. So just keep that in mind.
Right.
And so now the circle around the home base is bigger. And that will generally kind of make the area safer for you. Zombies won't spawn in there, remember?
Yeah.
And also it will take care of any hordes that wander into that zone, which we'll see in this video also. Yeah. What would be your preferred zombie weapon?
My preferred zombie weapon?
Yeah.
When I was 24, I was living in a very, very shitty apartment with some very shitty nerds, and this was around the time when it was very fashionable to have a zombie survival plan. So we actually had a umbrella stand next to the front door with a baseball bat, a cricket bat, and a shovel. And the shovel was my designated Excalibur of choice. We did not have girlfriends at the time. I don't want to say that there's any kind of correlation between that fact, but...
Would you say that your love life was undead?
No, it was pretty well buried, thank goodness. No cosmic radiation here.
Alright.
Hello, friends.
Yeah. If you've been paying attention to the video and not to us, you'll have seen that these guys radioed us and asked if we could join them.
Yeah.
I'm saying, yes, okay, join us, because we need more people.
I noticed that Dominga is on Team Mom,
Yeah.
and I'd like to say, Kaylon Zombie, if you're watching this, shout out to Hot Moms. Hey! Hey, how'd you do? That was razor wire!
Yeah.
You get out of here!
Let me go
Nope.
back.
You chubby, indecisive zombie.
So there's different kills if you're smashing against a wall or if they're on the ground or whatever, so it keeps things interesting.
There's an incredible amount of detail in this game.
Yeah, it's surprising, some of the stuff they thought of. Or some of the stuff they didn't, but they've patched a lot of stuff and it's good. So essentially what we're doing here is we have to sort of guard the perimeter while these guys gather all their stuff. Which means usually just fighting off a couple zombies. And progress will be blocked if the zombies sort of breach the home
And then you
base.
gotta clear them out.
And I shouldn't be fighting with a big rucksack on, so I think I put it in the truck in a second here. But that depletes your stamina faster. Yeah, I think I just chuck it in there. And that rucksack actually was from one of their people who died.
Oh.
That was sort of in the journal at the beginning of the day. Normally there's not a rucksack there for you to pick up, but I guess they died.
That's why it was just a rumor? In the...
Possibly, yeah. And their rucksacks lay where the person died, so I'm not sure how that person died in their kitchen. But it's a mystery.
I like these three.
Yeah, they're alright. I cheered them on, and because Marcus has leadership, cheering them on actually makes them be more, like, friendly towards you. And once you have 100% friendliness with a survivor, you can sort of play as them.
I was always sort of a homebody.
You're gonna see me smacking guys with doors a lot.
Maybe the occasional stop and take out.
That may make me a bad person, but it certainly makes me happy.
It's very funny.
Hell, I barely knew how to
Shortcuts
get
in this game, there's some good shortcuts and some bad ones. I misdid this one because there's a stupid fence there.
Yeah.
But yeah, cutting across fields and stuff is actually a pretty good idea. Sticking to the roads can take forever if you're driving around.
Also, you tend to run into more hordes on the road, which can damage your truck a lot.
Yes. Yeah.
Unless you're like Scoobean and you're super smart.
You just drive backwards everywhere.
Backing into them. I did not know that was a thing, and I'm quite upset about it.
So I took off the nighttime filter because the sun is coming up.
See? Things aren't all bad.
I think I take a minute here to show Marcus's skills, and there's another Zombieland reference in here actually. Oh no, I'm showing the new survivors. And these guys actually turned out to be pretty good. She's nimble, which is good, and she's a fitness guru, which is also good. And she's got fast hands, which is a useful one. And he's got mechanic, and that's a really valuable person.
Yeah.
And he's a cook. Apparently tailgating makes you a good cook.
Yeah.
So now we have a cook. I can actually go and tell him to prepare a feast. Which is gonna raise some of our guys' health stats. Yeah, bug off, zombie. I'm gonna back over him for good measure.
Can I get a ride? Come on, man.
Beat it. Alright, so now I show Marcus's skills. And you'll see very quickly I said cardio is rule number 1, which is a Zombieland reference. But
Sure
I think
is.
they also say that in the Max Brooks book.
We need some
Yeah.
more sleeping space. People are already sharing
We
beds
now,
and shit.
since he's leveled up, we have the option to choose some
But we'll wanna
specializations.
get on this in a hurry.
Powerhouse
People are already talking about leaving.
is the only type of viable character who can use heavy weapons, so that's what we expected him. Powerhouse is really, I just melee constantly with him, but I'll try and use heavy weapons with Marcus. But when he's at fighting level 7, I think he unlocks a really awesome and fun fighting ability. And the other one I didn't pick, so if the thread has a choice whether he should push harder or kick harder. But that's something
Does the kick affect your kangaroo kick?
No, it's like a standing kick.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, I have no vested interest in this choice.
Yeah, I don't either. There's just a Zed zombie outside the door. I guess he made it over the fence.
And then they shot him.
Yep.
It's like we started to turn a corner here.
Caden sounds like Ed because there's only like
I
6
gotta
voice
admit,
actors or
knowing that we're not the
something.
only ones that made it feels pretty good.
And Ed's up and around, so like, shouldn't you be dying? Something. He doesn't want
Tired
to
or
come with
injured?
me. Yeah, he's like.
He's on the mend.
Guess so. Look
That
at
little
him
infirmary
running.
works.
What's up?
This is another thing they added in a title update. You can actually invite people to come with you now. Before, you were basically running around by yourself everywhere, unless you had picked up somebody to go on a mission with them, and then you could sort of sidetrack and take them to do stuff. But now
Right.
you can actually spend 100 influence and bring them along with you for pretty much as long as you want until they get like really hurt or there's a conflicting mission.
Right.
This blood splot is an infestation. You can actually see him inside the house.
Oh my.
And that is a danger to your home base. Here's another pop culture reference, by the way. If you have too many infestations near your house, people will start to go missing and things like that, so we're clearing this one out.
Yeah.
And basically there's just a ton of zombies you have to kill. And infestations have screamers. We'll see one in a sec.
Screamers.
Yeah. There's special infected types, and Screamer is one of the first ones you run into.
Oh, nice edit.
I'm like, I can't make him bigger. Wait, yes I can. So he screamed somehow, even though he was falling down and his head was smashed.
And they, that alerts other
Yes.
zombies.
And actually that was pretty risky because there was a horde walking right past the front of the house.
Ooh.
And so we would have been in trouble if they'd alerted the horde. I'm kind of doing some of this stuff on purpose, hoping that it actually happens, but but it didn't.
Good job clearing the infestation.
Yeah.
That's great. And it's a little bit of a safe zone once
It
it's
is.
clear. But, I mean, new infestations pop up all the time, right?
Yes. That's one of the constant missions that you're asked to do. Someone's always going missing, or somebody needs a morale boost. You gotta take them out, kill some zombies.
Which is pretty fun. Just like, you look a little pissed off, man.
It pretty much is. It's like, you need to calm down. She's taking care of that zombie in the back.
Let's go splatter some jerks.
Yep. I realized I was full of stuff, so I went to the car and dropped it off. And then I remembered that I actually wanted to make this building an outpost. So we'll see that in a sec. And the video is almost done, actually. After he does this, he just takes her home, and they sort of check in. So you can see we've got some different stuff going on here. I'm not going to try and cover everything in the videos, by the way, so we can talk in a thread about the stuff he's picking up. Or
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think
Things
we
like
can hold
that.
this place.
Really? Are you sure?
yes, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm pulling the trigger on this outpost.
So watch that little...
Boom!
Boom!
It's good
What was
outpost.
that? What happened? Another infestation popped up while we were clearing that one. I don't know if you
I did
noticed.
not, but that I'm not surprised.